Hi everyone, I am sitting literally in a corner of my room in front of her crib, and I know it's a terrible place to film, but I promise you it's gonna get a lot better. Hold on, it is blurry. Okay, it should be better. Sorry, like I was saying, it should get better soon. We are moving next month and I can't wait. I will love to decorate that new place since we are purchasing it. Oh my goodness. But I am so excited to share this video. Thank you. I'm so excited to share this video with you, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna ramble. Thank you. Ramble on a lot just because I don't really have a script. But Lena is officially sleep trained. Yay! She is turning 1 year old in literally a week. 7 days, literally a week. And she has just been sleep trained. It's been a good 7 days since we started, and she's completely sleep trained, meaning she sleeps at 7:30 every night, and she goes and sleeps through the night all the way to about 6 a.m. and she sleeps in this crib all by herself, and she does not wake up once, and she can fall asleep within 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds. And I know that seems like impossible, but I am not kidding. I have not slept once since she was born. She has been, oh thank you, a terrible sleeper since she was a baby, and I have struggled for so long, literally a whole year, for her to be able to sleep through the night. Thank you. And we finally did it. And I wanted to share with you a little bit of background so you guys know what's been going on and how I got to here, especially when training a toddler is very difficult. So I'm going to start with the beginning. I don't know if you're subscribed to our channel, but I did make a sleep training video at about 5 months, and she was sleep trained for the first time at 5 months old. She was able to sleep on her own in her crib, but the only thing is she would still wake up a couple times during the night, and that was the best I thought it was gonna get. And I was like, yeah, it's great, she falls asleep on her own just once or twice a night, it's okay, we can take turns, whatnot. But when she turned 6 months old, she went through that sleep regression, and it got really bad. Like, she still uses a pacifier, and she would wake up every hour excuse me, asking one of us to put the pacifier back in. Like, she could not, she really couldn't sleep without the pacifier, and it was getting really tough for me to wake up a lot during the night, that eventually we put her in our bed. And the reason why was that I was keeping the schedule, I was keeping the same sleep time every night, I was changing so many, like, I tried so many things. Literally changed her pajama. I changed her pajama. I changed her sheets to make it more comfortable. I changed her sleeping time. I made sure she didn't sleep too much or too little during the day. Like, I followed everything, and she still didn't. So I was like, you know, what's the point of being all like strict about her schedule if she's not gonna sleep through the night? So eventually, when she was about 9 months old, we started co-sleeping for the first time in her life, and it wasn't fully co-sleeping, but I basically took down the front of this crib and I put it on the side of our bed, so she was sleeping touching my arm, and it was great at first. I was like, she's sleeping through that night, because maybe she just was lonely in her crib. But it got worse really bad. The reason why is because she learned that she could lift my shirt whenever she needed or wanted, and she would start breastfeeding like every hour, and I would be wasting time, or not wasting time, but it would consume a lot of my time putting her to sleep as well, because she needed me to be there. So I would lay next to her in bed and wait her to sleep for a good hour or so every night, and it was just getting so bad. Even naps, I had to lay next to her, and it was just getting too much. And I kid you not, I tried to retrain her many times, and I failed many times, and I can see what I did wrong every time, and I wanted to share on that a little bit. Somewhere in between that, I even tried the chair method, where I would put my chair here and slowly move it outwards towards the door, but that didn't work either, because I would literally sit next to her for 2 hours waiting for her to sleep. And that didn't work. The co-sleeping didn't work. A lot of things didn't work. When she hit 10 months, I was like, okay, we gotta do this again. Like, I need sleep. I really need sleep. I thought that the main problem before was that she can see us because we're sharing a room. I thought that, oh, maybe she wakes up in the middle of the night, oh my goodness, because she sees me and she wants to be comforted by me. So I was like, you know what, let me get a playpen, and I can put her in there. I can make it dark. I can put like a little fleece over it so she can't see me, and it'll be perfect. That day, I literally went to go get a playpen. I put it in the corner of the room by the closet where she can't see me, and I literally just put her down, and I was like, you know, we're just gonna go hardcore. We're gonna get this over with. She cried for 3 hours. 3 hours. And I did not let her cry it out the entire time. I did the Ferber method, where I would frequently go and check on her, but she would be sobbing for 3 hours. And by the time she actually was quiet and I went to go check if she's sleeping, she was crying in her sleep, and it just broke my heart. And that 2 days, I was emotionally drained. Like, I couldn't deal with that anymore, and it wasn't helping either. So I was like, you know, this is it. I can't do this. She went back to sleep with us again. And then I just gave it one last shot. I was like, you know what? This is the last time I'm ever going to train her. If I can't get it done this time, I'm never going to train her until she's like 5 years old. Like, this is it. This is the last time. And I was really, although I did all the research in the world for the past year on all of this, I really try to make her feel as comfortable as I can for this method to work. And so now I'm going to share on what I did. So I want to be as exact as possible. I wrote down all the days that we sleep trained her, and I started on February 13th. I am told that you should start with the nighttime instead of the nap times to train, just because they're the most tired at night. And I can show you what I wrote down, but she went down at 7:10. She woke up in 30 minutes wondering where I am, went back to sleep, woke up again, woke up. That first night was really bad. Second night was, she went longer stretches, but in the middle of the night at like 3:30, she literally was up for a good 45 minutes. Terrible. Next day got better. About 2 times she woke up. Next day 2 times, but it wasn't at the worst hours of the night. And then in literally like 4 days, she never woke up. I'm gonna be honest, she does wake up pretty early still, like 5:30, 6 o'clock. But I know, I think it's that she's just sleeping too much during the daytime, and I'm still adjusting it. But this is way better, way better than anything in the past. And so I wanted to share on what I did to help her. The number one tip I can start off with is, instead of trying to get your baby to fall asleep anywhere besides you, I would first make sure that you understand her or his schedule. And since she was born, I was very on it. I even had an app, but I got rid of it. I was like, whatever, when she started sleeping with us, because I was like, you know, if she's sleeping with us, what's the point of having a schedule? So the schedule, the sleep, everything went out the window during that 7 to 10 months period. She was sleeping at like 9 p.m. Sometimes she was sleeping until 8 a.m. Sometimes she'll nap at random times, 2 naps, 3 naps, 1 nap, 0 naps. Like, it was bad. So I went back to my schedule. I was like, you know, she needs a schedule so I know when she's tired. So I put her back, and she became consistent for a good 2 days or so. And so now, after that, I made sure she is sleeping in a place where she's comfortable. She might not like it, but I know that she knows this crib because she has been with this crib since she was born. So instead of throwing her in a playpen like I did a couple months ago that she had no idea, she has never slept in before, I put her in this crib that she knows. And I made sure it was really comfortable, and what made it easier this time around was that I was able to put in more stuff in her crib. What I mean by stuff is I was able to put in a bigger blanket, and they recommend you not to put anything in the crib when they're much younger, so your baby's literally sleeping in the middle of the entire bed with no blankets, and I feel like that's very uncomfortable, but I understand it's because of the safety. And now that she's older, you're allowed to put things in the crib, and I know that she's safe in there because she's so strong. She can easily take off the blanket if it's over her face. So I put in a bigger blanket, and that blanket too she's very used to sleeping with. I put in her Lovey, which is her stuffed animal that she's so attached to, so she knows that she has that, and her pacifier, I put that too. I would take into consideration what kind of lighting they like. Like, I really messed around with the lights in the room as well. Like, maybe your baby likes the pitch blackness. Some babies are scared of the dark, and so I found that for a long time I did have a lamp for her, but I had it on this white light, and I changed it to a very orange light recently, and I think that way it was a lot more soothing to her, and she was still able to see a little bit in the room, and I realized that's what she liked. Of course, I would really recommend you to never have your kid be scared of where they're sleeping, of course, or else they'll never want to sleep there. I tried my best to make it as comforting and as a happy place as possible, so this time I really try to minimize the amount of crying she did in this crib. I felt like, yeah, the cry out method would work on some kids, but I feel like for some it would just traumatize them if they have one night of just crying. So this time I really try to make sure she didn't cry, and she really trusted this crib. And so this time we used the chair method, so to speak. I didn't really sit on a chair, but that's actually my next tip. What I did wrong the first time when I did the chair method was I was standing right up here, and I would pet her. Go to sleep, and every time I stopped petting her, she would wake up and stop. She would get up and she would be standing here crying, and that's why she took 2 hours to sleep. This time I didn't stand up, I didn't touch her, I literally sat down literally right here like this, and I'll put my hand through and be like, it's okay, when she needed. That way, that prevented her from standing up, and that made her want to go to sleep more because she would be sitting like this already, and all she did was just put her head down and fall asleep. That's something I would really recommend if your kid is the type of kid that would always just be standing on the crib like this waiting for you to pick them up. That was the best way. And every day I went further and further and further, and now I can just leave the room and she's fine. And like I said, going back to making her feel comfortable in this crib, I wouldn't just be like, okay, good night, boom, bye, and leave. I would hold her, cuddle her for a little bit. Once I see her rubbing her head like this, then I would put her down, and then I would actually wrap the blanket in like a spoon shape and spoon her with it, and then she'll roll around for like 10 seconds and she'll literally fall asleep with no crying whatsoever. I think that way worked really well for us this time, and it's literally like a miracle that she's sleeping through the night. Honestly, I've struggled for so long. One last tip I have for you is that if you only have one bedroom and you still have to be in the room, and your kid can see you in the middle of the night, and that's the problem, I literally the bed is right here, our bed is right here, her crib is right here. I literally put a towel up right here. I just hung a towel, and that a huge difference. Before, she would just get up and she'll see me laying there and she'll just call for me. Now, I think she knows that I'm there, but just because she couldn't physically see me, she just gives up and goes back to sleep. Before, because she can see me, I would make eye contact, obviously, when she sees me. So, of course, if I make eye contact, I'm gonna have to get up and soothe her. That's kind of weird if I don't, right? So that was the issue. She'll whine just a second and I would have to get up and soothe her, and that was kind of like the never-ending cycle. So when I put the towel there, she's not able to see me, and so I can avoid getting up that second, and I'll just wait a couple of seconds, and then eventually they learn to self-soothe. Like just that couple of seconds really gave her the chance to figure it out herself, if that makes sense. I hope I'm not missing anything because I was really excited to film this video. I have no idea how long I have been waiting for her to sleep through the night, and it's truly a miracle, literally. I did not purchase any books, I did not purchase any programs. I just made sure that she loved her crib, if that makes sense. I will tell you, the first night, it's a nightmare. It would be worse, way worse than what you're used to, but don't give up, because if you give up, and if you keep training, retraining, training, not training, not training, it's actually really going to confuse your child. And I did that a lot. And my mom, one thing my mom said was like, stop changing your mind. If you're going to train her, train her. If you're not, then don't, because emotionally that is distracting and not good for your baby. So that was my last time, and it was a success. So I would really read your baby, know your baby, and then try. Don't just randomly start on one day expecting it to work. It's really a struggle, but I am so glad she's sleeping through the night. If you have any questions on anything specific, let me know in the comments below. I'm so sorry if I was all over the place or if I didn't make sense at all. I should have wrote down like what I was going to talk about, but I just wanted to turn on the camera and share with you this news because she is literally 1 year old. So if your kid is 1 year old, if your kid's like 8 months old, 6 months old, they can do it, I promise you. And if they can't, there's no means to rush. Like, yes, I tried many times, but maybe this was her time. Like, maybe this was when she's like, I need my own sleep, I need to sleep through the night, I need my own bed. Maybe this was a time and earlier it wasn't. So just read your child, and if it's what's best for you, try it out, and always just know what your kid needs and what's most comforting for your kid, then it'll work out. Thank you for watching. It's almost my birthday. You're 1 year old, Dede. Oh my goodness, I just realized the 5-month video that I filmed with her about sleep training, she was literally wearing the same shirt. She still fits this shirt, and I can't believe she's wearing it in the same exact video. Bye bye. Bye bye.